want to talk with you about today is the fastest way to change the trajectory of your life. This is about changing who you are at an internal deep level, because everything else trickles down from that. This might not make sense right now, but you have adopted identities. Either they've been given to you by other people, or they're things that you tell yourself on a regular basis. We all do this. These identities are what make you take actions. We do the things that are consistent with the identities we have printed for ourselves in our own minds. The key is that we can change these. If we don't consciously change them, then we will subconsciously take on all of these things being given to us by the world, rather than choosing the identities that we want to have. This is incredibly powerful, and I'm going to show you how to quickly adopt new identities today. So the first thing you need to do is to be aware of the identities you want to have. I think there's 3 different areas in which it's important to focus on your identities. And you can start today, just start at a broad, high level, okay? But you can get into deeper ones over time and more specific ones. So these 3 levels are your personal, your work, and your relationships. So in each of these areas, you want to have a specific target of your identity. Here's some examples. For me, on personal, I am the kind of person that does the things that I say, and I take care of my body. Now, anytime I start to fall out of either of these 2 identities, if I'm taking action that does not align with them, I feel a little bit yucky. If I put on some weight, the winter's a little rough, I don't feel great. And it's not necessarily because my body doesn't look as good, it's because mentally, I feel like I'm not living in alignment with that identity. In terms of following through, it's pretty obvious. I want to be the type of person that does the things he says he's going to do, especially with myself. You can have the same types of identities along your work and along your relationships with your partner, with your friends, your family, etc. So one of those that I have is I'm on time with the people that I care about. If I am going to meet a friend, I do my best to be there when I say I'm going to be there. It's really important to me. That's the identity that I have. Now, was I always this way? No. I was notorious for being late when I was younger. That's just something that people saw of me, but I changed that identity. There's a 2-step process to change those identities, okay? Before I tell you what that is, I want you to do one thing for me. I want you to write down the 3 identities you'd like to have in each of those areas at a high level. What do you want to be in your personal life? Who do you want to be? Do you want to be someone that's consistent? Do you want to be someone that always follows through with their word? Do you want to be the type of person that's compassionate and cares about the people around them and always listens, is always there for them? Are you the type of person that's always punctual? Are you the type of person that commits to things and sees them through? Just think about this for a minute and actually take out a pen or a pencil and write this down. I don't even want you to do this in your phone. I want you to physically write it because it actually connects to your brain differently than using your thumbs does. I'm not sure why this is, but they've done studies and it's true. So anytime you're writing down things about yourself, your identity, your goals, write it down long form. Now that you've started to write these down, you're pausing to think about who you want to be. I'm going to give you the 2-step process to start implementing these. The first one is very obvious. You need to say it out loud in the present tense. Not I will be, not I could be. I am. I am the type of person that does X. When I was younger, in high school, I smoked cigarettes. People around me smoked. My friends were always smoking, and I started smoking. Even though that didn't feel good to me, it didn't feel in alignment with who I was. As someone that played sports and did other things, I was surrounded by it all the time, and I let myself do it. And then later, after college, I didn't want to smoke anymore. I didn't want that to be a part of my life, and I wasn't sure even how to quit. I followed a couple of programs. I got a book that was helpful. If I was out partying with friends or I was out on a weekend at a bar, it was really easy to have a cigarette when they were around me. The only time I was able to finally quit was when I changed my identity. I started telling myself, I am not the type of person who smokes. So when someone handed me a cigarette or offered me one, I would say, that's not who I am. I'm not that type of person. And it's amazing because by saying it to yourself, you start to believe it. And it doesn't mean you have to say it over, you don't have to shout it, you don't have to scream it. You can if you want to. If you want to imprint it deeply, but you have to believe it. That's the key. You have to say it in a way that you believe. If you say it because it's something that you want, but not something you believe, you won't actually internalize it. You're saying it as a wish rather than reality. And in this exact moment, you can make any choice that's true, not what past you did. You're making the choice right now, and you're making the choice going forward. That's the key. It doesn't matter who you were in the past. You cannot change that, but you can change who you are in this moment and who you will be for the rest of your life. So saying that identity with conviction is the first step. The second step is I want you to take action, the type of action that person would do. If you are the type of person that is now fit, that means you eat different meals. That means when someone hands you some ice cream or a bag of chips, you do not eat them. You say, thank you, I don't want them right now. Doesn't mean that you can never have them, But if you're changing your identity, the first thing to do is take action to build that belief. If you are an active person and your identity is I am fit, that means that when you wake up, you go to the gym, you work out, you go for a run, you do some sit-ups, you take action towards that behavior that you want to now implement as your identity. It's so important to take action because you are now showing yourself, you're proving it to yourself that you are this new person. I'm the type of person that films YouTube videos. Why? Because I'm sitting here talking to you. We're filming a video together. We're having fun. Why is that? Is it scary? Sometimes. Was it uncomfortable for me at first? Heck yes. This wasn't what I wanted to do every day. There's still nerves that come up for me about being in front of a camera, sharing my thoughts. But I know that I really want to do it, and it's now become my identity. And I'm proving to myself every single time I get up here and I talk to you. Every single time I take that action, I'm training myself to believe I am now this person. So remember, here's the 2 steps. 1, talk to yourself, write it down, tell yourself the identities that you want to have. And start with just those 3 categories, okay? Start high and then work into the details. You can have multiple identities around each category, but start high. 2nd, take action. As soon as you possibly can, take action. Because it only takes a few times of taking action to start to believe that identity. Habits can take a long time to form, but the new identity actually can start to form very quickly. Our mind and our body are very good at adopting new identities. This is what makes us so changeable. This is why when you start college, within a week of being there, you're now a college student. You believe it because you are taking the action of being a college student. You're going to classes, you're going to parties, you're hanging out with people on campus. You're taking that action. That's what I'm asking you to do. Please let me know if you have any questions about this. Give me a like and a subscribe if you enjoy this kind of content. Tell me the types of things you're struggling with, what you want to learn. And as always, check out some of these other videos for a little bit more info on specific things related to habits and goals. I love you. Have a wonderful day.